Welcome, art lovers. We offer for your approval a still life, if you will, of noise. A soundless canvas suggestive of sound. The mouth belongs to Pamela. In life, a shrieking battle axe made up of adenoids, tonsils, and sound decibels. In death, an unmuted practitioner of fishwifery, undeterred and ungagged by what one would assume to be the great silencer. Some ghosts come back to haunt. Others come back simply to pick up where they left off. Our painting is called Pamela's Voice, and this is the Night Gallery.
Nothing better to do tonight, Jonathan? Just stand there like a fish out of water? Look hard enough and you'll see me. You're blind as a bat, Jonathan.
Pamela? Is that your voice?
Whose voice were you expecting, you idiot? Who else's voice would it possibly be?
Yes, quite obviously it is you, Pamela. Nobody else could fire off so many hackneyed cliches per minute in a voice like unoiled roller skates.
Surprised?
At what?
At my being here.
Hardly. In life, my dear Pamela, you arrived everywhere uninvited. You and that hyena mating call voice of yours. Tell me, Pamela, how are things up there? Are they keeping you occupied, keeping you contented? Are there lives, or rather afterlives you can destroy with gossip? Are there reputations you can filthy up with your dark little suspicions and that kitchen knife tongue of yours? Oh, it's incredible. It never occurred to me. You're probably not even up there. You're more likely.
I'm neither, Jonathan. I'm right here. I've never left. Though you did your level best to get me out of the way.
You are out of the way, Pamela. Resilient you were, but altogether mortal. And being mortal, a broken neck did you in nicely. Was it painful? I mean, when you landed at the foot of the stairs, it hurt, didn't it?
Not a particle.
It's a pity. Rather takes the fun out of it. I'd hoped for at least a few moments of prolonged discomfort. You know, tit for tat. My years of marital agony against at least a few moments of pronounced pain of your own. It's a pity.
You had it so rough, you did. You meandering tomcat. I could have had my pick of any man in town. Why, my daddy had to bar the doors to keep the swains from forcing their way in.
The swains, indeed. They weren't swains, Pamela. They were a two-platoon system of fortune hunters and hungry gigolos.
You say?
Without Big Daddy's bankroll, you couldn't have gotten a proposal from an all-male penal colony. You couldn't have gotten a proposition.
Now you listen to me, Jonathan.
I have listened to you, Pamela. I've listened to you for years, to the point of a bleeding ulcer, 2 ruptured eardrums, and a permanent migraine.
Well, you listen to me now, Jonathan. And you keep listening, because I intend to keep right on talking. You were a swine as a husband. You were a rotter as a companion. A faithless fancy Dan who...
Shut up, woman! Stop that flapping mouth of yours. You think I risked the electric chair just to suffer more of you? That suet pudding body of yours, that was bad enough. But that voice, Pamela, that voice, that screeching fingernail across a blackboard that fills the room every time you air your tonsils. Let me tell you something. That's why I killed you. Just that. That cacophony of noise, that shrill lunch whistle, that off-tune calliope that woke me in the morning, shrieked at me during the day, and pounded my head at night. That's why I murdered you, Pamela. That's why I pushed you down the stairs, so I wouldn't have to listen to your voice.
Well, now fancy that. The poor sensitive man with the delicate ears didn't care for the sound of my voice. Well, Jonathan, what do you suppose you are listening to now? What do you think it is you're listening to?
What am I listening to? I'm listening to my imagination. Yes, I'm listening to a fantasy. I'm looking at a specter. Let's face it, Pamela, it's Betty by time, permanent Betty by time. It's 7:15. They'll be coming for you soon.
Who will?
Well, the funeral director. And his minions, of course. We're going to convey you to the cemetery.
How's that again, Jonathan?
The cemetery, Pamela. The final resting place, the tomb, the crypt, the ossuary. Dig, Boot Hill, baby.
I swear, Jonathan, you are still the most absent-minded man I have ever met in my life.
Absent-minded? Why? What do you mean?
Why, don't you remember? You buried me months ago.
What? What did you say?
You pushed me down the stairs on March the 17th. My funeral was the 19th, and this is August.
August?
August.
And that's... What's that?
You've only yourself to blame, Jonathan. It's no more than you deserve for so excessively celebrating my demise. All that rich food, the late hours, the alcoholic spirits. If I told you once, I told you 100 times, you are constitutionally unfit for that type of indecency, that sort of bacchanalian self-indulgence. But did you listen to me? No, of course not. Like all the other sound advice I offered you down through the years, which you so ungratefully ignored.
Then it's not just you, it's I, too. I'm a...
Ghost. Yes, Jonathan. That is precisely what you are.
But I reject that. That's palpably unfair. When one dies, one either goes up or down.
You're right as rain, Jonathan. Right as rain. And in heaven, you can do whatever you want to. Take me as a social person, as a woman who likes to communicate, an extrovert, you might say, a person who enjoys communicating. Well, I shall spend the rest of my eternity talking. And you, Jonathan, you pusher of wives down staircases, while I talk through eternity, you will listen.
Me? Eternity? But you said yourself, when one's in heaven, one can do as one wishes.
In heaven, Jonathan. In heaven. I'm afraid the organization to which you've been assigned is not quite so accommodating. Now, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes, now I remember. As I was telling you, just before you pushed me down those stairs, Jonathan, it has always been my feeling that you can judge a man by the way he listens, not by the way he dresses, but by the way he listens. Now, if a man is really receptive, if he's really attentive, if a man really cares about what a woman is talking about, then is when you have something that you can really build upon. Because if a man doesn't care what you're talking about...